It's like beating your head on a wall. Say no way, marijuana's a fast way to fall. You will pay, cause it's doing you no good at all. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. Oh, never try marijuana, don't try it at all. It's a lie, it's like beating your head on a wall. Say no way, marijuana's a fast way to fall. You will pay, cause it's doing you no good at all. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. A lot of people think that marijuana isn't dangerous, but they're wrong. Because not only does it harm a person's body and mind, but it often leads users to try other, even more dangerous drugs. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. Oh,
Dun, 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 dun. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to us too. It's it's July 6th. God, we're halfway done with the year, and we're halfway done with the what is it? From 2025 to 2050. We're half and a half the way there too. I don't know. I heard it somewhere. You can quote me if you want. You'll probably be wrong just like me. Um, okay, so today's stream is going to be sort of eventually going to be a tribute a little bit to our Grampy Lobster, our beloved late Grampy Lobster, our late beloved Grampy Lobster. I don't know how you say that. Yeah, events have taken place. You know, the saga continues, and a new chapter has opened for someone related to Grampy Lobster and his live streams. Anyway, we'll get into that. Okay, so I'm going to so that I'm not like talking into an echo chamber. I'm going to bring on. So I don't know if we're. I guess she's considered a co-host. I don't know if she'd consider herself a co-host, but so far so good, eh? Um, so today's co-host, well, actually, it's been not just today, but prior versions of whatever we're doing. Anyway, our current favorite support Canadian up there in Canada. Here she is, Prairie Queen. Hi,
Hello.
how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Yeah, how's your temp up there? What's your temperature like?
Today it's about 73.
Pretty good.
Friday was pushing 90
Woohoo. That's
with
getting up
it
there.
with the humidity bringing it up even higher. Um,
Mm.
and I only know what it is in Celsius for humidity there, but I like Fahrenheit. I grew up with Fahrenheit. I remember the switchover when we did the metric system, and I think I'm the only person my age group that acknowledges the fact that there is such a thing as Fahrenheit. I don't know.
Ah, I always have to do the 3 times it and then add 30
Yeah, like
or
some
something.
people will up here will go, "Oh my God, it's 16 Celsius. I'm gonna die." And then I look at it and I'm going, okay, so that's probably around in the 60s. Like it's not that hot out. It's not really. It's like today I could actually in the breeze, and it's overcast. I could put on a light sweater. I feel the chill,
Right. Yeah,
and
if if
yeah.
you stand still, but
Mhm.
then if you get active, then it's just right.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, it's perfect temperature right now,
Yeah,
and,
and you've been planting things. How's your plants? How are your plants? Are
well,
they
my tomatoes look like they're dying in those pots. I
mm,
don't know why. I don't know if it's the soil or the fact that we keep getting the smoke from the forest fires.
ah,
I think that's part of the problem. They're suffering.
oh,
Um,
and the smoke in the air makes it dry,
yeah,
and
yeah.
any beneficial moisture is just all soaked up by the smoke particles.
Yeah. And so that's okay, though. I'm sure that there'll be people in the area with an abundance of vegetables that I can probably beg from and say,
Oh,
"Hey, I'm not
nice.
I'm not proud. I'll take your leftovers."
No kidding, no kidding. I still wanna, try that plant with the sweet potato. I am determined to do remember that the sweet potato you plant inside a part of a plastic bottle,
Yeah.
and then you can train it to go up the wall? That's dramatic. I am determined to try. I have the soil, I have a pot, I have a plastic bottle, all I need is the sweet potato.
Well, I have you ever sprouted sweet potatoes before?
And not on purpose.
Okay, because what'll happen is there are eyes on the sweet potato,
Yeah,
not just out of the very top.
right.
Okay, and also too, eventually you'll get the little, roots at the base, just like you do a normal potato.
Yeah.
So just let y so that way that picture you saw is not exactly gonna be what you're gonna get.
Hmm,
Like, it's not all gonna come out of the very little tip
and
of the
just
potato.
picture perfect and yeah,
Right.
ready for their close-up, yeah,
But you know what?
okay.
Once they start growing, they'll grow.
Are they do they get vine? Yeah, of course they get viney.
Yeah, they get very viney. So, yeah. So
Ah,
just letting you know, they might when you put it in the water, it will probably come off the sides too if there's eyes there.
yeah. Well, this you put directly into the soil, you don't even wait for the water sprout.
Oh, interesting. Well, yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah.
And then you cut the plastic bottle away, and then the roots are bare, and then
Mhm.
that adds more to the drama, seeing the bare roots.
Mhm.
Right, yeah, so anyway, I will do a pictorial progression of what but I first I have to have sweet potato.
Well, yeah, when you next time you're doing an order, you go to the store, you just buy one sweet potato.
And small enough to fit the small sized,
Mhm.
plastic bottle I'll be using, so boy, this is just getting very scientific.
Have you ever tried sprouting avocado seeds?
Yes, success in varying stages of success, each one, and yeah, but lately, okay, I was involved in this big controversy about GMO foods and Monsanto and all that stuff.
Mhm.
The Monsanto touched ones will not sprout.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, so you gotta make sure you get one from Mexico, although I don't know, Monsanto might have creeped over there too. It's like the blob, they eat up everything. Uh,
Yeah.
but but anyway, you're generally now your everyday produce, avocados won't sprout, the seeds won't sprout, but how fun. I think that's one of the first things I ever tried to
Okay,
sprout.
yeah.
You
I've
stick the
tried them. Yeah.
toothpicks in it, and suspend it over the
Mhm.
yeah,
And then eventually you can put it in dirt.
eventually yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I've done that in the past, and I read somewhere where they say the Hass avocado's the best one to do
Oh,
that
yeah.
with.
Yeah, and the Hass are even better tasting meal avocados anyway. The Fuertes are real watery.
Yeah.
You mash them up and it's all s l it almost liquefies with a fork, and it doesn't have the same flavor. Yeah, okay. Avoid Fuertes, you guys. They're icky, icky, icky.
Yeah,
It's like you might as
read your little avocado label when you're buying them at the store.
yeah, and Google if you need a picture, yeah, bumpy skinned avocados. And then there's that one that's sort of between a Hass and a Fuerte, sort of semi, but that's still a Hass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And yeah, the inside is, you know what? One of my youngest child, thinks avocados are gross. She will not touch guacamole, sliced avocado, nothing avocado. I think she was switched at birth.
Huh.
She,
She
this is,
must have been.
yeah, she doesn't like avocados. I just don't understand it. Huh.
Well, just say that she's from the other side of the family.
The oh, oh,
There you go.
contraire. I can't say that, no, because those people, her father's side of the family, they eat picante hot sauce right out of the jar with a spoon,
Oh, okay.
and anything of that ilk, the Latin foods, the avocados, yeah, so, no, I don't know where maybe Martians.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So,
yeah.
yeah, I think, yeah, you're right. She must have been switched at birth.
Yeah, yeah, or some glitch in the DNA. Over in the chat, Jonocide isn't a fan of guacamole either. I want a
Oh.
DNA test. John, are you really my little brother? Okay, so Jonocide was first up. When he first showed up, he says he might be back, might not, and here he is back. Yay, John, good to see you. First up, everybody's favorite little brother, Swampy 63.
Mhm.
Your name is such a poem.
Mhm.
Doe eyes. Oh, doe eyes. Okay, so, hey, Auntie Jessie. Auntie Jessie Pearl Labrie is in
Well,
the chat. Welcome, honey bunny. Good to see you. How were the fireworks, Auntie Jessie, over by you? You know, uh, just like around my neighborhood, sometimes that gets like the Wild West over in the parts where you are. But the 4th of July and the day after, meaning yesterday, wa- both were pretty wild, and it was endless. Yeah. Oh, Swampy 63 likes avocado and guacamole. Good.
mhm. How about Auntie Jessie?
Okay, so avocado trees grown from seeds that they don't produce the same type of avocado that it came from. I don't know why. I know it's sort of like trying to make a mule have a baby.
Well, yeah, there you go. There you go. That's a
Sort
good
of.
reference. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. That was off the top of my head. I kind of like that myself.
Oh, wow, you're on it today, girl.
Hot, hot diggity dog.
So
Okay, Auntie Jessie's a fucking slave for avocado. Oh, yeah.
I love them. I absolutely love them.
You know what I did? I I got those, French bread pizzas. You get 2 of them frozen in del I can't remember what company it is, but I got a French bread pizza and I had a half an avocado left over. So I took
Mhm.
off the pepperoni, sliced the avocado on top of the frozen fr and then put the pepperoni back, put it in the broiler. Oh, hot avocado on a French bread pizza with pepperoni. I
Oh, that
almost
would be good.
died and went to heaven. That was
Oh.
so, so, so good. And and the little pepperonis, I think they're fake pepperonis truly because they're far too delish to be real pepperonis, but they get all crispy, crunchy, and
Mm.
yeah, it was really, really good. Okay, Auntie Jessie says, "Kinda fun to make the little seeds, though, and keep them as water pets." I know you can name them,
Mhm.
put put little bow ties on them
Mhm.
if you want. Another thing I used to sprout was, like, beans, dry beans, inside of, wet paper towels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we did that in school.
Mhm. Yeah, we
Yeah,
grew our own bean plant.
bean plant and then you graduate to growing your own sprouts in a jar.
Yeah.
I've done that. Yeah, fun stuff. Yeah. Okay, so did Auntie Jessie answer how were the fireworks over by you, Auntie Jessie? Anything catch fire? Oh, I have a friend here, I'm in LA. I have a friend down in Silver Lake, and she lives up in the hills, and she has, palm trees, along her street, and every year seems like some fool down in the street lights off fireworks and sets one of those palm trees on fire, and they go up like magnificent torches. And here comes fire. I was there 1 or 2 fourths of July when that happened, and I talked to her, and she says, "Same thing this year." She says, but she was ready for them. She got a brand new hose, and as soon as they started down there, and she noticed some few little like brushy things burning, she turned on the hose and like watered her trees down, and of course, it hit the fellows in the street. But, eh, okay, so, yeah, Auntie Jessie, flaming palm trees that look like the candles on God's birthday cake, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they burn bright and hot and quick, and as they burn, they drop flaming embers
Oh, wow.
onto cars that might be parked below or yeah. But my friend's deck was the greatest place to, do fireworks because you had sh like a 299 point view of the degree view.
Mhm.
Can't remember how to say it. Anyway, it was just amazing. But those were the legal aerial displays in the, like, arenas around her and
Mhm.
sports places around her, but, then you got the guys in the streets down below, but
Mhm.
yeah, fun, fun. Okay, so Auntie Jessie says her neighbors shot Roman candles at the police helicopter as it flew over us.
Oh, God.
Oh, those little pranksters. Those little pranksters. Okay, so Prairie Queen. Remember
Mhm.
Grampy Lobster, and
Oh, yes.
our Grampy Lobster, he was like our superstar cranky, peeps eating, yeah, Lenny loving his hero was
Lenny.
Lenny
Yeah.
with Motorhead.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think he had, a hat like his and T-shirts and posters and
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Grampy Lobster, he was and a bunch of us were with him right up till he wasn't here anymore, and
Yeah.
yeah, what a good pal and, precious, funny times. We all had the best time with Grampy Lobster, and part of Grampy Lobster's charm was his ability to sustain feuds with certain folks on the internet, and it was always hysterical. One that really stands out is sh- sh- something Baron, no, Emo Von Poopy Pants.
Oh, no, no, emo, Howling Wolf.
Justin Emo Howling Wolf,
Yes, yes.
and
And
who
he
was
called, Baron von, uh, Stink Stinky, or he called him Stinky,
yeah, the
von Helton,
right,
Irving, uh,
yeah, Irving something
but he
von
called him
Helton.
Bar
Yeah,
that's when
and
Von would call himself Baron von Helton, I think, and, um, he renamed him Baron von Stinky Pants or something, or Poopy Pants.
no, well, Emo was Poopy Pants because he proudly
Oh,
always
right.
maintained, and he had them on display. He wore adult diapers,
Right.
and he enjoyed pooping in them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Remember, and he'd be bouncing in his chair, and you're just sitting there cringing because you're going, "I hope
it,
that's
it,
not
it's
full."
going sploosh sploosh, and
Right.
yeah, yeah, eccentric fellow. He was a carny, from what I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
He went to all the carnivals and circuses, and he got jobs as one of the rigging crew, or can't
You
imagine
know,
how many ropes he could heave and hoe, but and ran concessions.
yeah, he was, or I don't know if he's probably still around. We're talking in past tense about him. But the thing is, you see somebody like him at, or, manning or looking after the ride that let's say the Ferris wheel that you're going to go on. I'd be
Yeah,
looking at this dude going, I don't know if I want to get on that Ferris wheel.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
His own bolts aren't tight. Are the rides okay?
exactly. So, but is
Yeah.
his
So
partner Mike gone? He had,
my
you remember his partner? Wasn't it Mike?
poopy pants.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Okay, I know there was somebody. I had forgotten that he had a name. I only knew what Grampy reported. Oh, and there's another one, Michelle, the truck
Yes.
driver,
Michelle Best.
Michelle Best. I don't know if she's still around.
I don't know either. But I don't know how she decided to just target Grampy, but she did. And
It's
he
something
thought
he
that
ate.
was hilarious.
Well, and it was that was, probably the homeliest woman on the internet,
Well, that person had a history.
right?
And trust Grampy to find that person. He
And
found the best lolcows out
yeah,
there.
and once he finds him, he doesn't let go. I mean, he plays it to the hilt. And then we come down to Von Hilton.
Yeah.
And Von Helton, gosh, I think Grampy has the longest history with him because Von Helton lived in the hills of Kentucky
Mhm.
on his mother's property,
Mhm.
and she had some acreage. She lived in a double wide motorhome, mobile home, and
Mhm.
he lived in a single wide, maybe, what, 100 feet away?
Yeah.
From her place. They had lakes on the property, and, pretty property, but there's nothing around it. You don't have a 7-Eleven, even a gas station that's too awfully close. But anyway, so um, I don't think he ever had a job, but his mom took care of him until
Mhm.
she passed away, and Vaughn had used to have big stories about serving in the special forces and having government clearance, and with secret ops overseas, and he was an assassin, a hitman. He did all these things, and Gravy and I were talking one day, and we calculated that Vaughn would have had to have been 120 years old to have done all these things. Uh,
Yeah, and he's a couple of years younger than I am, at least a good 3. And he's talking about stuff back in 1975, and I'm going, "Dude, you would have only been roughly around 10 years old. Like, how the
right.
hell could you have been out there doing special operations undercover?" You know? And it's like, it's
Really.
quite obvious that the Tall Tales.
Yeah, and he was with the Navy SEALs and has all these citations and blah, 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 and, but he was also very active online,
Mhm.
looking for, women, and I understand he got into a lot of trouble with the simulation games because his Sims, uh,
Oh, yeah.
he was having, a good old time with Sims that were seemingly very young, and yeah, so
Also,
anyway, there was a big controversy around that.
don't
I
forget him modifying the horse's patootie. Like, what's the name of that?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah, he would, do modifications.
Mods, that's what they're called.
Yeah,
They're
the
called
mods,
mods,
yeah,
not
and it's
Sims.
just like,
Yeah,
oh my god. I mean, that in itself tells you a lot. If you're
I
gonna
don't
enjoy
thought
a
about
game,
this.
but you're gonna download the mods to do your own mods, and it's the genitalia. I
Yeah.
mean, that's not just a red flag anymore. That's a red flag. That's red sparklers. That's, sirens. That's everything, you know?
Oh, no, yeah. And then he also, was on the, Find Me a Wife sites. I don't know what they're called,
Mhm.
but anyway, he found this 19-year-old girl, or was she younger? I think
Didn't
she
he
was.
wind up she was Asian or something, and then he found 2 Asian women that were after him on those sites?
Yeah, but send me some money. Well, I'm talking about Andrea,
Oh,
that he
right.
wound
Oh,
up with, and,
yeah.
she took, I guess, took a bus and he picked her up and she flew to be with him, and I think she was just 19.
Don't forget, before that, he was after an underage Canadian girl out of Toronto or out of Ontario somewhere. I'm assuming Toronto, maybe not. And I don't think he can now come into Canada
No kidding.
because of that situation. I
I
think
didn't.
I think went to Kentucky, and then, with law enforcement and everything else, they took her back. She had to be anywhere between 14 and 17. I'm gonna say
Holy
that. I don't wanna.
gee,
You know who would know this is Jello.
Jello shot, really?
He would know this. Yeah.
Oh,
And I meant
boy,
to tell you that, earlier this week. It's like, you need to get Jello shots on here.
if we take this any further, if there's a part 2, I'll get I'll
Or,
invite.
I don't know if, Secular would, but even if you just reached out to him and talked to him, he could give you
Yeah,
mind you, he's got
Secular or
so much.
Gertrude Perkins.
Yeah.
Gertrude is a walking encyclopedia of Vaughn and stuff.
Oh,
Um,
okay, yeah,
and
definitely.
I just joined, Secular's Discord. So,
Oh, okay. I'm not in that one.
y
Um,
yeah, well, Discord hates me. I joined something and then I drop out, and so I was going through a long, "I'm not doing this anymore," and then I got an invite. So
oh,
I went over, and joined the Discord. So I'll find
so
out over there, but
also,
a
don't
lot of.
forget, I just wanted to say, remember Grampy did find out that it was through Grampy, I think, that he found out that, or we learned that, Vaughn had, in his first marriage, a grown-up kid living in North Dakota who's
Oh,
also now in the military.
I had heard that he had a kid, but he didn't, he pretends like it never happened.
Right, and I'm hoping for the sake of the son and the ex-wife that they just carry on with their life and just sort of like go, that was a chapter we will never discuss in the family ever again.
Wow,
How embarrassing. The man that sired you is behaving the way he is on the damn internet.
and is as crazy as he is, and then I'm sure that the, young man who is his son wonders about, how much of my dad is in me, you know?
Well, I'm sure he probably is smart enough to realize that if he's going down that road, that he knows to get help.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no kidding.
I remember Vaughn way back at one point when he was still talking, he was still more into his pagan religions
Mm,
than he was before he transitioned with Andrea and the kids, and before all the shit hit the fan with that, and his life
mm.
started to go downhill that way. I sort of vaguely remember just him getting on there talking, and I just thought, what kind of idiot is this? He's obviously his gods were all these made up ideal
Y
things, and
y
I'm going,
yeah,
"Okay, you're just weird." But that's when I remember Shani and I remember Rev before they hooked up, and they independently had their own channels, especially Rev when he was the Reverend dude.
back in the great debate community days.
Yes, yes. So see, that's how I sort of came through and wound up where I am today. It started out way back in the Great Debate, and it just sort of, that's when I
And
followed a lot of
offshoots,
people.
yeah, and, other neighborhoods, other connections, and yeah, it spread like ripples.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it did. And it's amazing when you look back now, because that's how I was introduced to Vaughn. Because, either he came up as a suggestion in a feed or something, because,
Yeah,
you went down one rabbit hole and you're getting YouTube
there's
suggestions.
17 more. Yeah, but to move along with the Vaughn saga, Andrea, she's here with Vaughn, and she has a baby, and then she has a set of twins, and I think the first child, isn't that the one that's disabled, or is it one of the
Yeah,
twins?
that's Jerry.
And, because of the disability, he receives a stipend from social services for his care, and Vaughn saw that as a regular paycheck for himself,
Right.
and he tried to use as much of it on himself as he possibly could, plus had an influx of cash from his mom. But anyway, eventually, CPS was called because, of course, Vaughn's where they lived was, not clean,
Mhm.
like feces from both human and pets,
Oh,
were
that room that
everywhere.
the kids were in. Yeah.
Ye Yeah, and, so the children were taken. Andrea, I think, was 5150.
Yeah.
I'm not
Moved in
sure.
with her mother. The last I heard, she was with her mom. Um,
Thriving without Vaughn, and from what I understand, the children are thriving.
you're right. They've been adopted out, but they're thriving.
So
Um,
they were together some years before
oh yeah.
the current state of Vaughn
Oh yeah.
started unfolding. And then after she left, then his mother passed away. That was another whole saga. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was in ill health, and he would go over and raid things out of her fridge and freezer and stuff. And on one of his trips over to raid her fridge, she was laying on the floor,
Mhm.
and so he left. And then I don't know how many hours later came back for something else, and she was still on the floor.
Mhm.
And I guess this happened a total of 3 times, and later he would say, "Well, I thought she decided to take a nap down there. There were pillows and blankets on the floor with her."
Yeah, I thought she made a pallet on the floor and wanted to sleep on the floor.
Yeah,
And it's like, "My god, dude."
yeah, and then I don't know who finally called an ambulance because there were security cameras in her kitchen and then somewhere else. She was not on camera, but Vaughn would pass by her bedroom and see her laying on the floor.
Yeah,
Um,
as far as I know, there was no cameras in her room or the
right,
bathroom.
right. So I
Mhm.
think I don't know if I think he did ultimately call 911
He
because
may
she
have, or I'm wondering if well, I think a family member was called over at the time too. I think that was, not Larry Frost, but the other Frosts. Um,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, her name started with, I think, an M,
yeah, I can't remember.
Marcia or Marcy.
Mark, uh,
And then her husband, and he was truly ex-military. And see, that's the thing with Vaughn. He was stealing everybody's stories.
oh, yeah,
And
and
like with
yeah,
that family, including Larry Frost, he was stealing all the manly stories
all
that
the valor and yeah,
right. And it didn't even matter. If these guys did certain things, he stole the manly stories and he made it all about himself. And I gather he did that with a lot of people.
y yeah, yeah, um, yeah, and he had all that, medical training too, and he left his mother laying on the floor after repeatedly seeing her every time he passed by her bedroom. So, she was taken to the hospital and she never came out
Right. She lingered. And I honestly think had they called the ambulance right away,
right away, because if she was stroking out, a stroke will just keep on stroking
yeah,
unless you have intervention. So, yeah, and we really don't know the time frame. It was hours and hours.
right.
And then Vaughn, weaver of tall tales, proceeds to blame his trolls for killing his mother.
Yes, especially, well, yes. And then he was blaming a couple of people um, for all his problems.
Yeah, Larry Frost, all the Frost too,
Well, not just that, but the people, a couple of people that were following him on the internet.
Oh,
Secular.
secular.
And
Oh,
well, yeah, he's got a big bone to pick with him, it seems like, or had. And the other one was Todd.
Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even now, I guess well, if you want to tell the story of how where he is now, what happened, I think he blamed Todd he freaked out with Todd.
When he bought the liens.
Right. And then I think that, I don't even think anybody saw this coming.
Oh, the road trip.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, so you guys, this is only interesting to us, and well, Auntie Jessie knows who we're talking about too. She was there in the great debate. Okay, yeah, she remembers. Yeah, but anyway, just lots of developments, lots of things have happened. But Vaughn, okay, eventually he ran out of his mother's money, whatever. There now there's a conspiracy theory that the people who his backers
Yeah.
are related to the Frosts,
I
just
heard
barely.
from Vaughn, he made some sort of comment the other night, something about, or was it in chat? Somebody was trying to say, there you go. It was he's blaming the people across the road. Now, I'm curious, what did he mean by people across the road? Did he mean the Frosts, like his family, or are the backers r- uh, living across the road?
Well, the guy across the road is ex-police from what Vaughn had said.
Okay.
I don't know. But anyway, somehow there's a connection between the backers and somebody already involved in Vaughn's life, so that makes it really interesting.
It
Uh,
sort of makes, I don't know, they would probably know the Frosts, these backers, because did you hear her voice one time while he was live?
yeah,
She did sound like she came from the area. She had an accent.
yeah, yeah.
And I thought, "Oh, okay, well," and good for her. Like, hey, Todd, Secular, anybody else could have, a group of them, even Dragnot, they could all gotten together, pooled their money, and they could all done this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Todd was very good about it, in my opinion. He just bought the liens. And I gather what you were saying to me was that Vaughn had a choice to stick with Todd and
Oh, yeah.
and a deal made with Todd versus the backers. And obviously Vaughn hates Todd so badly, he went the other route and now he's homeless.
He sure is, and he was under a time constraint. People helped him out, like paying his light bills, but anyway, he came down to the wire. He was down to having to get the heck out, and then here's his online friend, J Dubs,
Hmm.
um, who was gonna come down and get him. Well, he was kinda forced into it because Vaughn was saying, "Well, you gotta come down here and get me," so J Dubs went and got him,
No,
and they
no,
say
no. Vaughn drove to Jersey.
right.
Yeah, yeah. Vaughn drove to Jersey, and I think J Dubs mentally was going, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, yeah, what about it's getting real now. But then there's someone else I heard that said that was a big lie, that J Dubs drove the whole way to get Vaughn,
Oh, oh,
and they
pause.
came back in the same car.
Now, see, that makes more sense to me because Vaughn didn't really have a vehicle that
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
unless he had the truck. And I,
yeah,
I don't think that truck was very reliable because he wasn't really going anywhere.
and it was never maintained, and so him
Right.
driving t to Newton, no, no way, no way, no way, because he did it on a dime, but I think it's true that J Dubs went and drove all the way from New Jersey to that place in Kentucky in the hills
Mm,
and
God.
hauled Vaughn's butt back. So now here is Vaughn, and this is, all love to Grampy Lobster because he would be dancing to know that Vaughn is in New Jersey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did not like the man. That's for sure.
No, no, and he had such a great time, uh, ripping on him, and he had some clever shows and clips and parodies and all that stuff. God, I used to admire that about Grampy's show, all the little clever stuff, and I'm still and it's always been sort of hush hush. He said Carl was his producer. Was a stuffed animal,
Oh, yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'd love to know who was the creative genius behind Grampy's, avatars and clips and parodies and stuff. I still haven't found out. However, I
Um,
suspect Lulzcow
him
might.
or there was his other, oh, who's that other guy? He's disappeared. Um, Jeepers.
who did
He was a
who
good friend of Grampy's.
who did graphics and clips and
Yeah, and he helped him clip the show together. Oh darn
okay,
it.
and I said, "Grampy, who does that for you?" But he would never really answer me, and nobody else would divulge either because lordy, I've been hoping for somebody to take pity on me for years, and nobody but,
There,
okay, who are you you can't
oh,
remember.
I can't remember his name off. I'll probably remember in a couple of hours. That's how it
Yeah,
goes.
when you don't care. So, okay, we're down to 1 viewer, nobody knows who the fuck we're talking about.
Oh no, we
Okay,
lost people.
okay, so well, we've been on for 45 minutes talking about absolutely nothing, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to play this clip about Vaughn, and it's going to be in honor of Grampy Lobster.
Okay.
Okay, okay, video file. Okay, share screen, Toothless, right there. Okay, here it is. Share. You ready?
Yep.
Named James Paul Von Hilton, doesn't like gays like that singer named Elton. He was a vampire hunter and punisher, like Billy the Kid. He was an old gunslinger. He tells tales and old humdingers. You he likes unless you're a old toothless man from Kentucky. His God's blessed him to be unlucky. Didn't pay his taxes and pursued Brittany Vinny. He wouldn't have a shot even if he was 20. Gumming that KFC and always streaming, moving states to get handouts. Yeah, he be dreaming. Old toothless man from Kentucky be lying. He jumped into his old rundown car to be with his friend John. It ain't that far. He left his dog to be left all alone. Take him to the pound, a kindness unshown. It's the patrol's fault he lost his money, not the lottery tickets or online honeys. Old toothless man from Kentucky. His God's blessed him to be unlucky. Didn't pay his taxes and pursued Brittany Vinny. He wouldn't have a shot even if he was 20. Gumming that KFC and always streaming, moving states to get handouts. Yeah, he be dreaming. Old toothless man from Kentucky be lying. Now living out of a car and using free Wi-Fi in a hot car, farting, constantly telling lies. Where will it end for good old Vaughn? When will he start fighting with John? Maybe he will go by way of his K9, starved and alone, trapped and confined. Secular opinion be sniping, napkins Vaughn's ass be wiping, summer heat hard to take. Vaughn can't catch a break, eating leftover rotten food. On the dash it's been re-barbecued. Old toothless man from Kentucky. His God's blessed him to be unlucky. Didn't pay his taxes and pursued Brittany Vinny. Wouldn't have a shot even if he was 20. Gumming that KFC and always streaming, moving states to get handouts. Yeah, he be dreaming. He be dreaming. Always streaming. Toothless man from Kentucky, always be lying.
Wasn't that great?
That was. I really enjoyed that. And I came up with the name Adam Everywhere.
Adam everywhere.
Adam Everywhere was always in the chat on
Yeah.
Grampy's streams. And I suspected he was the one that was helping him coordinate all his clips of all the craziness on his streams.
Boy, I remember interacting with Adam everywhere a lot in the
Mm-hmm.
chat. And then, gosh, I haven't seen him in a long
You know,
time.
it's like he's just slipped away after Grampy passed. He just
Huh.
went out, and unless he's out there, I don't know. But it just seems like because he would go on the other or when there was other lives, he
Yeah.
would be in the chat there as well. And
Yeah.
then just when him and another fellow, he's in aviation in North Dakota, and
Oh,
he
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah, tattooed aviator.
yes, yes.
A cute
Um,
guy. Cute
oh
guy
yeah, he's the one that was with Grampy when they did the road trip went
with
to
the
go.
shower curtain. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, taking the and Poopy freaked out.
yes,
Yeah, oh, Adam E., we were on the Google private messages for a while,
yeah.
and now he's not there anymore,
It's
come to
like
think of it.
they both just decided to go. Okay, we're just going to fade into the background now.
Huh,
After Grampy passed, which is understandable. I noticed quite a few people seem to just sort of fizzle out after
yeah.
Grampy passed.
Y
Um,
Well, Jiggy's group, everybody fizzled out too.
mhm.
I don't know if anybody's heard from Smoke King lately.
Oh, yeah.
You know, a broken-hearted man. Well, all of our hearts were broken, but he just uh, really messed with him,
Mhm.
emotionally, and he lost his best friend.
Yeah.
But I should look him up. I'd love to have him. I can't remember if he was on this stream with Jiggy one time, or I'll have to reach out to Natasha Nix and see if she's heard from Smoke King because she was at
Mm,
the house that one time. She joined the boys
okay.
once, and yeah, and
Hmm.
they had a smoke fest.
But
Oh, Jonacide hasn't heard from Smoke in a long while. I know, right? Um, and Jonacide aside, we never did get our hoodies, but I don't even care anymore. I'd just love to hear from Smoke King.
mm,
Maybe we could all kinda love bomb him
mhm.
and let him know that we're thinking about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I often wonder too about Holly, how she's been making out.
Holly,
Uh,
she is the one who called me and
right.
told me that right when Grampy passed, and that was the last time we talked. And I called her back and
Mhm.
left her a message and told her let her know, "I'm here,
Mhm.
call me and that was the last time we'd spoken, and I wonder if she's doing okay. What a sweetie. She looked after him so lovingly.
And the thing is, I think she's doing fine, and she's got her family. And
Yeah, she did
there
have
was other
family.
people in the community that knew her personally, like in person, that would have been there for her too. Um,
Yeah,
like Ms. Parker,
yeah, Miss Parker.
Drag, he would have been.
Yeah, yeah,
All those,
that's true.
you know, um, they knew Grampy for, well, that was wonderful that Grampy got to go to Vegas.
Wasn't that a hoot? And got all those pictures and with the showgirls and
And she opened her doors and let him and Holly stay there. I think that was just fabulous.
yeah, yeah,
And
that was a great, great thing to do for Grampy.
and then the final thing Ms. Parker did was instrumented. I think it was her to get him that motorized scooter.
The scooter, and that he had the best time.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
then he passed. Then he left us.
yeah. And I don't
Oh,
know where she's at these days.
yeah,
I don't know if people have just finally said, okay, that was an era, and I'm moving forward. It's just like Adam. He might have just said, that's
done with this. Yeah,
yeah.
it's done. Yeah, and everybody has short attention spans these days, me included. You know.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh yeah. Oh well, I'm just depressed.
Oh,
No,
don't
I'm
be
not.
depressed. Oh my god.
No,
Don't
I
light a
can't be
Roman
depressed.
candle. Go go
Oh,
get
I
it.
know. Shake things up a little bit. I have burritos to make.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah, I got my beans ready yesterday, and, they're all chilled because they're better for spreading on the tortilla if they're cold.
Mhm.
They don't get all runny and squishy, and so I gotta fry up my potatoes first. Excuse me, because 'cause I'm making bean and potato and cheese burritos for the freezer.
Oh, very nice. After this, I'm gonna be rolling out meatballs, cooking them up in the oven, and then I'm gonna be putting those in the freezer.
Ah, I love that, and you got a turkey.
Yes. Yes, isn't that crazy? And I just thought, well, it's already frozen. I'll just throw it in the freezer for later because God only knows. I'm
Yeah,
thinking, well, who the hell needs to start cooking a turkey when it's 80 plus degrees outside?
right?
Like what it
How big is it?
um it's about 14 pounds.
That's pretty damn big.
'Cause I looked at the label and again, this is metric. I'm going, "Oh, okay, well, this is a larger turkey, but it's not a big turkey compared to what I've seen." And it said 6 point something kg, so I converted it over and went, "Oh my god,
Oh,
that's over 14 pounds of turkey." I'm going, "Well, that's a lot of food."
that's a lot of food. So, make sure your freezer's mostly emptied out before you begin cooking that turkey, because boy, there are a lot of things you can do with a
Oh,
turkey.
definitely,
Yeah,
not one bit of that's gonna go to waste.
yeah.
I'm already pre-planning some of that out and overthinking things, and I had
Oh, yeah.
bought a 5-pound tube of, hamburger, so I've decided
5 pounds.
I know, right? It's like, okay, I don't do hey, go big or go home. Like, what the hell? And so I figured what I'm gonna do is, roll them up into meatballs, throw them in the freezer, maybe some into seasoned patties, because it's
Mm.
always nice to pull these things out and heat it up in the frying pan.
Oh, no, just quick. And
Yeah.
that's what it's all about these days, I think, for both of us, is just yeah, it might be a lot of work when you, first bring all that shit home, but then you have the ease and the luxury of just pulling something out of the freezer,
Well,
get you a little side dish, and boom, done.
you mentioned sweet potatoes. You know what I do with my sweet potatoes when they're a decent price? I buy a small bag.
Mhm.
I will scrub them up really well, poke them all up and everything, grease them up, throw them in the oven. I bake them all. I throw them in a freezer bag, skins and all.
Yeah.
And then when I decide I want to have, let's say, a sweet potato alongside, and I've got the frying pan out, I just take a frozen sweet potato out of there and put it in the frying pan along with the other things and let it, heat thoroughly. There you go. It's already done.
I'll be darned.
You
I'll
know,
be darned. I wind up, like, making soup, throw a carrot in there with it, but
yeah.
I never that never occurred to me to bake them and freeze them.
Yeah, I don't know how I stumbled across this, but I started doing that, and I'm going, this is the best thing ever because how am I going to eat them? I can, cube them up, boil them, mash them, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
but it always tastes nice, better roasted.
Oh, anything roasted. Yeah.
And so, so I started doing that.
Hmm.
Yeah, or I'll batch cook red potatoes.
Mhm.
Um, and then I'll put them in, or like I'll cook them halfway done, throw them in the oven, finish roasting them off. When they're soft, I take a potato masher and I gently mash each potato, skin and all, into a little potato patty situation,
Okay.
drizzled with oil and salt,
Yeah.
and put it back under to crisp them up a bit. But then what I do with it, I do a whole pan full of these. Then again, when they're cool, I slip them in a freezer bag. And I
Ah,
treat it the same way as I would the, yams. I would just put one in a skillet,
yeah.
and or even in the oven if I'm roasting something else. I time it, throw it in the oven, and you've got your mashed potato.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I mean,
remember this. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's funny how we're independent and on our own, but batch cooking, honest to God, I
Mm.
swear that's the way to go, especially for people in our lifestyle.
Yeah, and two, I do this haul once a month because I gave up my car
Mhm.
some time back. I can't just run out to the store and
Mhm.
pick something so I make sure, I've gotten to be meticulous about what I'm gonna need, what I'm gonna do with it, blah, 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 and and then it saves a lot of money if you, like, factor in the cost of what each entree that I freeze,
Mhm.
costs in the real world, man, I've almost, like, made money.
Yeah, and it's amazing how your freezer fills up so fast with all these different meals.
Oh my god, yeah, I'm gonna be, right up to the max when I get these burritos done because God, I have and soups, and I may have a veggie curry in there, I have with chili and pasta and all that stuff, and then too, just because you need to mix it up a little, I got a big box of, like, frozen chicken taquitos, frozen beef taquitos, and New York style frozen garlic bread.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had to. I had to get fluff, but so
Mhm.
that's kinda like fill-in stuff. But
But
anyway,
yeah.
yeah, you just batch cooking, that's the way to go, and I get so excited, and I get so energized when, the groceries arrive. I even took a picture of my groceries on my front porch after Amazon delivered it.
Oh my God, you'll have to send me the picture.
I'll send you the picture. Yeah, it was just lined up like little soldiers, all these bags with their neat little
Yeah.
tags and all stapled shut, and yeah, it was and I had the best time. When did I get my groceries? Yesterday? I got it 4th of July, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, because I ordered them the night before. I had my grocery
Right.
list, I have my everything in my shopping cart ready to hit that order now as soon as, my Social Security hit the bank.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, anyway, I'm off to put my burritos together and
Oh,
stuff.
very good. Yeah, and
So
let me know how many burritos you managed to make for the freezer.
I will. It all depends on how many potatoes I feel like peeling because that's a lot of filler.
Well,
No,
you can get creative. Why not do some with rice?
I have done that. I have done, but that's another step I'm not willing to do. I have
Oh,
it all
okay,
planned
well,
out in my head. But good
yeah.
idea, and I have done that. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So anyway, so we have. I think Jonicide's the only one left
Oh, for
over
heaven's
there.
sake.
Bless your heart. It says we have one person watching. So for anybody watching, this is probably like listening to two old ladies talking on the telephone.
Well, yeah. Hey.
Yeah, yeah. So this hasn't been a show. This has just been us gabbing here on the phone, and you guys got to listen in.
Oh,
Um, but
that
anyway,
seems like the party line.
the old party lines. God, oh boy, did you show your age, honey? I'm not admitting to that.
Ah.
Uh, but, anyway, the Lulz Cow Productions, that is just what a brilliant
Mhm.
mind, and the main reason for this show was to show that thing they did. I don't even know, I suspect it's a lady, but I'm not sure. I never know if people are who they
Oh, well,
identify as.
that's a man.
Is it a man?
Yeah.
I always assume so, but then somebody said led me to believe, but well, maybe I've been wrong, and then it
Oh,
was a so, okay, well, anyway, they're brilliant.
oh yeah. Lowell's Cow Productions, they're out of Australia.
Real Oh, no. I've learned how to say the Australian "no." Uh,
There you
I'll
go.
I'll be darned, but I gotta tell you really, really quickly. Okay, there's a whole other, person, Foodie Beauty,
Yes.
who has moved to Syria, war-torn Syria, and, they can hear, like, gunshots and people getting, unalived and
Oh,
whistles overhead, and she's still there
oh God.
being, self-centered and selfish, and um, anyway, there are many, many, many reaction channels covering Foodie Beauty. Chantal Olive Marie Serrault, from Canada.
Mhm.
She's over the and okay, lots and lots of reaction channels. One I just my favorite of all, her name is, um, Fat Cow,
Okay.
PHAT, The Fat Cow Enterprise or so anyway, PHAT, she has, uh, facial hardware, she
Okay.
has a mohawk, she's probably in her 50s,
Mhm.
she has facial tattoos, and she's British, she is glorious,
Mm.
and I love her. I'm assuming her pronoun is she, but she is divine. I just and she has a very sardonic view of Foodie Beauty, and from now on, her and Mr. Snowflake,
Mhm.
um, and maybe, um, not Neo, anyways, but she's my number 1 favorite, number 1. Oh, speaking of Mr. Snowflake, who has
Mm.
also covered Foodie, he has done an epic review of a YouTuber with autism and her journey through YouTube land, and it was so delicately, respectfully done. My respect and admiration for this man just went through the ceiling. Mr. Snowflake, and I think it's, 2 of his streams 2 shows ago, but it was absolutely magnificent. And he's good anyway, and he's a cutie. Oh, he's cute. But he's also gay, so stop it. Uh, but yeah, it was so wonderful. But anyway, check out the the Fat Cow Chronicles, I think it is. You guys check her out. And for the I don't know if I'm gonna get a copyright ding. I hope not. But anyway, the link to Lulz Cow Productions is in the description. Gave him full credit for that.
Actually, I'm wondering too, he's usually pretty laid back. I would suggest even if reaching out to him.
I will and I'll say, "Hey, I used you. I'm
Check
an
out
old
this little,
lady."
well, here's the link for the latest stream we did. It's like,
Yeah,
don't ding me.
and just consider it'll boost your viewership with our 12 ultimate viewers,
Right.
right? Okay, my dear, I'm gonna close this out. You guys, thank you for showing up. John, um, okay, now we're up to 2 people. Thank you guys, whoever's left, thanks for showing up. Last one out, turn off the lights, and we will see you once again next Sunday. Maybe we'll have a surprise or 2. We'll
Ah,
see.
very good. Yes.
Okay, my dear, anything further from you, Miss
No,
Prairie?
I'm good. Nothing more. Nothing more.
Okay, so we're gonna go. We're gonna blow this hot dog stand. Wasn't that clever? Okay, see ya. Bye.
Bye.
End stream. Okay, we're done.